G'day, Kunz. Welcome to Steelers Nation Australia. If you want Steelers content and love the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure you hit that sub, hit that like. Cheers. Here we go. G'day, Steeler Nation. So I'm going to quote my good mate, Gridiron Blitz, Derek, when he says, I'm feeling some type of way. I'm feeling some type of way. I'm fired up. You know why I'm fired up? Because we just got finished. The fellas and I who do the syndicate, we have about 4 syndicates now. We have Minnesota Vikings syndicate. We have Denver Broncos syndicate. We have Detroit Lions syndicate. We have Pittsburgh Steelers syndicate, right? And my good mate Troxel Sports as well. We have now a fantasy, right? A football fantasy video. So guys, if you don't like football fantasy, feel free to click away. It's up to you. But if you like football fantasy and me getting angry, wait till you see this. We just had a fantasy football draft, my first ever official, fantasy football draft. Never really done it. I've seen it here and there. I've tried doing it last year, a few years ago, but I don't know what I'm doing. However, check this out. Check this out. All right. It just can't be real life, man. This cannot be real life. So we just finished our football fantasy football draft. So much fun, by the way. If you guys are into fantasy football, let me know in the comments if you like doing it, who you're drafting, what's going on. I've never really been that much into it. However, I just got an email from NFL.com about my fantasy. It says here, with some speculative picks, Steelers Nation Oz looks to transcend the middle of the pack. Draft grade C+. Projection record 0-15. Projection finish number 6. So there's 6 teams and I get last. How are you going to make me look like I get 0-15? Are you absolutely joking? 0-15 out of all that. I know it's my first draft, but how are you going to give me 0-15? That's not winning one game. The whole year, I'm going to go winless. I don't see it. So, guys, I want to show you who I chose. And there's reasons why I chose these players. I did make a few mistakes, but there's reasons why. So, in my first, this is not in the order that I picked. I think my first pick was Deebo Samuel, but in the order or the players I did pick, right? I picked Jalen Hurts at quarterback. Now, a lot of you guys are like, well, this is a Steelers channel, but we are talking about the NFL, so let's look at this. Jalen Hurts this year, I think, is going to go off with the Philadelphia Eagles. So for me in football, in fantasy football, like the guy can pass the ball, he can certainly run. Why not put him there at quarterback, right? I think he could be, a good to maybe great quarterback in this league. And the Eagles are going to be a tough team this year. Alvin Kamara, I did make a mistake. Straight after, my good mate Trey said, mate, were you aware that this guy did some funny business last year? He might be a potential, suspended, right? I didn't know that. I had no idea that Alvin Kamara might have been suspended, or he's still going through the court and stuff like that. So that could have been a bad pick. Next, Naji Harris. I picked him at running back. I was like, Naji Harris is going to go off for the Steelers. I got to be a bit of a homer, right? And I did a few homer picks. I got a Naji Harris in one of them. Another receiver I picked was Terry McLaurin, Scary Terry. He's going to be their number 1 receiver for the Washington Commanders. Deebo Samuel I picked as well, my very first pick. I was like, Deebo Samuel is going to go off in San Fran. He's a receiver, and he can also play like running back or reverse. He can get rushing yards as well as receiving yards. Tight end Darren Waller is one of the best tight ends in the NFL, in my opinion. George Pickens I chose as well because George Pickens is going to go off. He's going to go off for the Steelers. So, let me know what you think. I really want to know what you guys think. Honestly, this is how they're going to give me 0-15. 0-15 for those players. Maybe because I chose Alvin Kamara and I didn't know about his ongoing court proceedings and he might be in a bit of trouble. I didn't know that. But let's go to some of my bench guys. Right, here are some of my bench guys. Now, straight away, look, I do hate the Bengals. I can't stand the Bengals, but you got to put your bias aside. And in the late rounds, I picked up Joe Burrow. And I was like, well, Joe Burrow is a pretty good quarterback, is he not? He made it to the AFC Championship game. How am I getting 0-15 with a quarterback being Joe Burrow? Which makes no sense. Next, I also picked up Travis Etienne for the Jags. I'm hoping that the Jags will play a little bit better and maybe they can rely on the run game and Lawrence can start to pass at the backfield to their number 1 running back, in my opinion, will be Travis Etienne. Get him involved. Now, there's a few names here that you're thinking like, well, this is crazy. Why did you pick the Ramon Stevenson, Greg Dortch, and Noah Fant? But let's tackle them first. So T. Higgins as well, I think, is for the receivers with the Bengals. If I want to use him in a bye week, I can use T. Higgins, in a bye week that some of the other receivers might be out. He's still a pretty good receiver for the Bengals, right? He's about, third on their list. Noah Fant, tight ends, a backup to the other bloke who I have, Waller. So he's a backup. So when Waller's out, I can put Fant in there. Is he in? For Seattle, right? Noah Fant in Seattle. Now, who's going to throw to him? Not too sure. However, there are two names on my list here to end the video. Ramondre Stevenson. He's a name I just picked because I like the way he runs. Look, I'm not too sure if he's going to get a lot of points. And the way I play this, look, I might lose, but there's no way that I'm getting 0 and 15. Come on, man. Are you joking? So I picked up Ramondre Stevenson because I just like the way he runs, man. I like the way, and the Patriots use their backs like that. They use 3 or 4 backs sometimes. But the one player that I did almost because I had the very last pick. I had the very last pick being the irrelevant pick, Mr. Irrelevant. I picked up a guy called Greg Dortch. He's into his second season. I like his name, number 83 Cardinals. This guy's kind of fast, though. I can actually see this guy making the roster. There could be a chance he might be cut, and that pick's going to be awful. But I was like, this is fantasy. Sometimes you got to live in your fantasy. I'm picking Greg Dortch for a backup player because he is a backup. He would be my 6th out of all the receivers. T. Higgins, Greg Dortch, Terry, Debo, George Pickens. He's my 6th or 5th receiver. I thought, why not take a swing on this guy? And he might be the guy that, a lot of fantasy leagues out there that are going, who's that player? Whoa, he went off. And I've got him. But I got a feeling you might give me some points. Now, let's go to the very last slide. I have Young Hoku for Falcons and the Los Angeles Rams. But how are they going to give me? How are they going to give me 0 and 15? Right? Now, we've got all the fellas in there. We've got all the syndicates and Troxel Sports. Right? There's 6 of us playing, and they give me 0 and 15. Like, what? Are you serious? I'm not going to win one game. I'm not going to win one game. I'm not going to win one game. Now, guys, this is just friendly competition. There's no money on the line. It's all for bragging rights. But that's how it shows you, right? Even in fantasy football, if the world's against you, see what happens. The world is against the Steelers. Nobody thinks the Steelers is going to win. But I have Naji Harris and George Pickens on my team. I have Debo Samuel. Come on, man. How are they going to say that I'm only going to win? They're going to win 0 games. I just can't believe it. I can't believe it. Anyways, guys, thank you for checking out Steelers Nation Australia. If you enjoy that video, if you enjoy fantasy football, hit that sub, hit that like. I've got more content. I've pretty much got content every day. The NFL is going crazy at the moment. We've got preseason happening. I might be streaming tomorrow Bears versus Seahawks just cause. There could be a possibility I'm doing that. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this season, for the NFL, for the football season, the game coming up. Steelers versus Jaguars as well. Can't wait to see that. There's just so much happening. Who's our quarterback? Who's going to be second running back? Who's going to be middle linebacker? What is happening at the defensive line? So much going on. So thank you for checking out Steelers Australia. And as always, here we go, Steelers. Here we go. And I ain't being 0 and 15. There ain't no way I'm being 0 and 15.